See this old mining nozzle over there on the right, and then look at these lampposts over here on the deck. The old monitors that actually sprayed that water onto the ground at the sides of the hills to wash the gold out. This is the building that provided the water pressure. Today they don't pump a lot of water, they pump a lot of beer in that saloon starting about 5 o'clock. But that is a very historic piece of ground, because on the other side of the hill, where you see the pretty homes, is the Cripple Creek Valley. And on the other side of the chance to meet some locals to visit with them about that. Well, she got here at the age of 20. She grew up in Cambridge, Massachusetts. She's still a Red Sox fan. When she was in junior high school, she worked on a brand new line of leather canopy food. See him right there at the bottom of the flagpole? That's the latest tank food. This is his plastic. They will pose for pictures all afternoon. You know what it is? He lies in water behind his big tank of glass above the main window. And you Californians, notice that hot tub? It's got a cover on it right up here on the back porch of the house with the big window. They're running long distances, and Susan, of course, feeds them well and takes very good care of them. Starts with them when they're puppies, and all of her retired dogs stay right here with her too and help teach the younger ones. And she has a little more than somebody else if they've got more stuff in their yard. So that kind of defines success in India. The Eskimo cultures are a totally different anthropological category. And so these are true Indian people. In fact, those of you who live in Arizona and New Mexico, your Navajo and Apache neighbors are Athabascan Indians. At one time, their ancestors came through here, and they just kept going. And this, of course, is interesting country to live in today. But imagine 8,000 years ago trying to survive in country that gets to 90 above in the summer and 60 below zero in the winter. Remarkable extremes everywhere you look. We can see a little of that in the land. Over on the right-hand side, this is boreal forest. Muskeg swamp. That never dries out in the summertime. Just in the winter. It's real dry in the winter and frozen. Notice the one bull is dark chocolate brown and has very short hair on his back. He's shed out all of his winter coat. But the one in the middle is still looking a little ratty. There's a lot of that winter coat still on there. But he probably is glad he's got it today. Afloat. And then when they get to where they're going, they'll shed the hair out, regrow it in time to go back again in the fall. Their hooves are important too, not just for support and of course balance on the snow. The ankles are hinged so they can drop that hoof right down and walk like a snowshoe. But the other reason they use they'll go just fine all winter long doing that. In fact, the word caribou literally means deer who shovels, or deer who paws the ground. Now we have about 50,000 reindeer in Alaska that are raised primarily here in the state of Delaware. The Nebezna Glacier, this Tanana River where we're going, rises in the Nebezna Glacier and is fed by the other glaciers as it comes down. So as the Tanana rises, it dams the Chena up because it's higher than the Chena and backs it up 11 miles. That is a crazy way to run a river, but that's why we have 12 feet of water in the Chena. It doesn't have anything to do with rainfall. It has to do with this big glacial river rising with the increased level of the melting glaciers. The mountain peaks are visible off to the left. Mount Hayes, which is 14,000 feet high. But look at the way this silt boils up off the bottom as these two rivers come together. 50 yards to the left. What's wrong with that? It's not drifting, is it? It's stuck tight. So that means we've got 6 inches of water 50 yards to the left, probably about 8 or 9 feet of water under the boat right now. And how does he tell the difference? Just by what you see on the surface here, all these little telltale signs. Tells him where the deep water is, and that's where he's got us. Now across the way to the left, there are many more channels of this same river.